mateys. This is the Bro 4 Squad podcast for yet again another Broback segment. Today, the film is 2003's Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. I'll be your host, Captain Matt Geiger, and to my left is the ship's first mate, Brian Banner. And Banner, since you are the only one that actually looks like a pirate, do you ever use a condom when you're on shore leave?
No, but why is all the rum gone?
That is a very good question.
Where's the rum?
Dehydrated, I think. I don't know.
You usually have rum, like $5 rum. Are you drinking $5 Sailor Jerry rum for this show?
No, but I do have my Pirates of the Caribbean commemorative glass cup.
That's awesome.
If you're spending $5 on Sailor Jerry's, you need to get a new Sailor Jerry's guy.
And to my right shoulder, he should be there. I'm not really sure because I have a patch over my right eye, is my annoying parrot, Jeff Hornacek. What's up, dude?
I would like to invoke the code of Parley. I need to fucking talk to whoever runs this podcast. I need a raise.
Parley. Damn the person who ever came up with Parley.
I will get to it in the review. Never mind.
And by now, you know how we grade all movies on Cinco criteria: acting, story, best scene, effects on pop culture, and rewatchability. So, Jeff, would you like to share with the cast?
I mean, this is going to be pretty easy for all of us. This cast is everyone in their sweet spot. This started pretty much Depp's sweet spot area of I'm going to play in tentpole films the kind of eccentric character. I'm going to carry the film. Orlando Bloom gets a role where he gets to use his physicality a la Legolas. Keira Knightley is perfect as Elizabeth Swan, and Jeffrey Rush as Barbossa. Incredible casting. I mean, everyone's just perfect in these roles.
Banner.
Rush is my favorite. He is Hector Barbossa to the T. Like, I didn't know who Hector Barbossa was.
Leandro
but now
Barbossa's
I'm
dad.
glad I do. Shut up.
That's the thing
It
in
is
these movies.
perfect.
Is
And the chemistry
have a lot of
between
real
Rush and
pirates.
Depp, is fantastic.
It is a history lesson for sure. Each of these movies have like real pirates in them. Like Blackbeard was like one of the most popular pirates ever in Pirates 4. Orlando Bloom was cast perfectly. He's the lover, not the fighter. The person I'll say sticks out the most to me, and you can tell it in the later movies that isn't in it, is Keira Knightley. She does a fantastic job in this. And gun to my head, I couldn't name another movie she's in, I don't think. But she is fantastic in this. She carries it with Orlando Bloom and Johnny Depp in every scene, and then she has some scenes with Rush whenever they get captured. Fantastic casting up and down.
And lest we forget, one of Zoe Saldana's first roles as Anna Marie.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. She was in it for a bit and got to slap Johnny Depp. All right, going on to story, Brian.
I love it. I think it's so cool that they were able to take a ride from Disneyland in the 60s and create this universe and this crazy world and create this character of Johnny Depp, or not the character of Johnny Depp, the character of Jack Sparrow, and curse an entire ship and how they're trying to get this treasure. And it's just so much fun. And the whole idea of where it came from, how it was inspired off of a kid's ride at Disneyland, to me is just super fun. It has everything you need. It's got some thrills. It has love. It's comedy. And at times it's even a little scary. That fucking monkey scares the shit out of me.
Am I an idiot for not knowing that? I had no clue that's where this movie came from. Jeff, did you know that?
I didn't know the order of events, really.
Huh. That's awesome. I had no clue. Okay, Jeff, story.
So, Gore Verbinski, who directed this, I wish he would have taken his fucking skill set that he applied to this and used it for The Lone Ranger, because that had more subject matter and nothing to it that made any sense or was fun to watch. This was the opposite. I think the key with these tentpole films is sometimes they try and plug in extra characters or extra actors that end up being kind of superfluous to the movie. Like, well, we didn't really need that guy in it. But this is pretty concise. You have 4 main characters. Obviously, there are ancillary characters that add a lot in terms of comedy and then just kind of relationships to the others. But this is pretty much Rush, Knightley, Bloom, and Depp. And they don't try and get too fancy with it or with their relationships. And the MacGuffin of it, of course, being the last piece of gold and the whole Will Turner storyline. It's perfect, and it's just a great summer blockbuster. And I think for 2003, really kind of started or set the template for what a good summer blockbuster needed to be.
I think this is the best. Well, I know it's the best Pirates movie ever. I think 5 is going to give it a run for its money. I actually wrote a blog about that if you guys want to check it out on bro4squad.com. But simply, I love history, man. And the Cortez gold with the Aztec, that's all true. And then some of the pirate tales, it's just like a fisherman or a golfer. Like, the story gets bigger and bigger each time you told it. And how Jack gets off the island, everyone thinks that he has, like, mystical powers. And basically, he just drank rum for 5 days and waited for a ship to come get him, which is
How brilliant is that?
Yeah, it was so sweet. Especially when he went back there, he knew exactly where he put the rum. He had to knock on a tree and take, like, 5 steps and start digging.
That sounds like the best vacation I've ever been on.
It was fantastic. The story was funny at times. It was dark at times. It had just about everything. So going off that story, best scene. I'll go first on this one because I think I know all your guys' and mine happens first. When the Black Pearl actually hits land, they find out where the gold is, the missing gold, to reverse the curse. And it's a really nice day. I think they're in like England somewhere in London. And then the weather just turns.
Idiot.
No. Whenever
Not
they
yet.
first hit land. Yeah. Whenever they attack Keira Knightley.
Yeah, they're at Port Royal in the Caribbean.
Okay, sorry.
Well, then everyone is the wrong ethnicity in this movie, and now we have a plot hole.
Because, I mean, if you're in a certain part of England, it has an ocean. So I thought it was a nice 80-degree day in England. But anyway, we'll cut all that out in editing, or maybe we won't.
No,
but whenever the weather turns and they come on land and they see Depp in prison and then the hand goes through and it turns into fucking bones, fantastic CGI. But the guy's like, you know nothing of hell. That's my favorite scene. It's about 30 minutes in. It kicks off the movie pretty well. Jeff?
Yeah, mine is the scene where Barbossa first reveals to Elizabeth that they are cursed, and again, the CGI, especially at its time, was incredible. But I just love it because it has my favorite line in the movie and one that was in the trailer, and I was like, oh, okay, now I see what you're doing. And it's the line where Jeffrey Rush says, "You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Swan. You're in one." And then transforms. That's probably the coolest line in the movie. Maybe one of the coolest lines in cinema ever. So that's my favorite scene. Banner?
So mine, again, it's kind of going on the same through line that you guys did, is the CGI for this movie, for being 2003, holds up today, 14 years later. My favorite scene is the end sword fight scene when they're on Isla de Muerte. The choreography was on point, and then to have them going from being humans into the skeletons, fighting on top of all the gold and all the treasure and everything was awesome. And then you have the twist of when Depp says, "All right, everybody to the longboat. So, sorry, Barbossa, that's your line, whatever." And he goes, "Yep, everybody take a walk." And they walk on the bottom of the ocean and sneak up onto the boat to kill all the Englishmen. It's awesome. And again, the CGI holds up from them going into the shadows and out of the shadows. And if you pause it frame for frame, it's flawless. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a good scene.
Didn't even talk about, we'll move on to impacts on pop culture, but haven't even really touched on the comedy in this movie. It's funnier than any really Marvel movie or anything that's supposed to be action I've ever seen. Johnny Depp cracks me up the entire time. And him and Rush, like you said, have great chemistry on screen.
He's just like Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. He is Jack Sparrow. Nobody else will ever be Jack Sparrow.
And his comedy works great because Elizabeth and Will are both like perfect straight men for him to play off of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Banner, thanks for that segue. Impact on pop culture. I want to take this one because this revitalized Depp's career, just like Iron Man revitalized Downey Jr.'s. Now, there's a time in my life, and some days, whenever I'm fucked up enough, I still believe this is true, that Blow is one of the greatest movies ever. And then Depp kind of just chilled out for a while and didn't really do any, definitely not big blockbuster films, but not any films that no one has even seen. From about 98 to 2003 until this came out. Just revitalized his career for a moment. Now he's kind of a side joke, like Jeff said. But
except he's about to be in a bunch of Harry Potter movies, too.
Yeah, so who really won? And this was the biggest movie in 2003, for sure. Jeff, impact on pop culture.
Yep, not much I can add to that. I will say that, it set up a franchise that 14 years later is still going strong. And I think in 2003, like I said, it kind of created this template for what summer blockbusters had to be: fun, swashbuckling, humorous, action, and a great score behind it, which I know Banner always loves. So that's the impact for me, and obviously, we're still talking about it in 2017, so it did its job. Banner?
All right, guys, I'm going to lay something on you.
Oh, God.
I think that this movie opened up the door for Disney and the MCU. Here is why. This is the first movie that is rated PG-13 under the Disney flag.
Wow.
Without this, I don't know that we have the MCU under the Disney flag or is even associated with Disney at all to get that distribution that it needed. But again, just like you guys said, 14 years later, it's going strong. We're in the 5th movie today, and are going for the 5th movie this year, and that's a feat in itself. I think it's pretty easy to get 2, even 3 movies made these days, but to get 5 of them made, that's still difficult. And that's all because this movie was so solid.
Rewatchability. Jeff, we'll kick it to you because me and Banner love this movie. Probably watch it once a month. But
Yeah.
you haven't seen this for a while, it just got done. So rewatchability.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just finished watching it again for the first time since 2003, before we started the pod. So I would be a hypocrite if I said that, yeah, great rewatchability. Having said that, I will visit it a little bit more. I forgot how good it was. I've seen the second one. I don't really remember the other ones, but this is a great movie. I enjoy it, and if it's on TV, I'll at least watch it till the next commercial.
I'll let Banner go last since this is his baby. I'll tell you this. This is one of the first greatest summer movies I have ever seen in my life. Whenever I was 2003, I think I was in 6th grade. And it has everything, man. It has action shots from the ocean. It's dark, and sometimes it's funny, and sometimes you care about every character. And let me tell you something. This movie is as good as Batman Begins. It's as good as Iron Man. And it's also as good as the first Spider-Man. I'll go back and rewatch this probably at least once a month. All right, guys, that was our Broback on Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Be sure to join us Thursday night as me and Banner are going to see Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales on the first night. We'll do a new review for you there as well. We are the Bro4 Squad. Check us out at our website, www.bro4squad.com. We're also on Twitter at Bro4 Squad. We're on Facebook, too. Bro4 Squad Podcast. That's 4 words. We're on iTunes and YouTube. Give us a like, subscribe to us, and leave us a comment on both. Until then, we'll check you later.
Garr.